and the ancestors are looking out for us. God Hayes is exposing them, man.
Okay, you see that chair right there? See how big it is?
Yeah.
Now look at the Pope chair under it. Scroll down, look at the Pope chair under
Never have it been made so clear.
Young TV. Young.
We running the game right now.
Young TV.
Time to take over.
Young
We the hottest in the game. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button. If you just not tuned in.
TV.
Share, like on your Instagram, Facebook.
Young TV.
If you tuned in, we broadcasting live from 2030, baby.
Young TV. Young
Taking over the game, baby. Oh yeah.
Young TV.
Hit that like.
Young TV.
Get them likes up in the air, you heard me?
Young TV.
Ride by. Hotel Islam.
Young TV.
Assalamu alaikum. Shalom alaikum.
Young TV.
empires, the Ottoman Empire, the Prussian Empire, the Macedonian Empire. All of those were different aspects of Roman culture all over Europe. That wasn't.
They had Transformers everywhere, and then somebody said Shakespeare plays were all men. What? Y'all is, wait, hold up. I thought I knew a lot. Y'all is over here like really devastating me right now. Wait, what? All Shakespeare was men? Child,
Look, and then Shakespeare stole all of his stories from a sister.
child, my head hurt.
All of the Shakespearean writings a sister wrote.
But they were all performing as men, loving on men.
Yeah, that was Roman culture. Look, Roman culture was so hyper homosexualized that the women had to dress up like a boy on their wedding night, or they men couldn't get an erection. This is known Roman culture. If you go to Italy right now and you look around at the statuary, it's a bunch of grown men with naked little boys with them all over the place.
Now, I know that because the old Bibles, okay, I'm going to tell you this much. I remember when I was like 5 and I opened up that big white Bible with gold lining.
Yeah, the family Bible. That was the family Bible.
Yeah, it was art of like men and little boys and they little balls and little penises, little ones, by the way. And I can picture it as if it was yesterday. Like that's something I never forgot. And I always wondered, this is the Bible? And mom used to be like, don't look at this part and skip it. And I used to be like, why do we need to worship this though?
Look, I had read a book that blowed my mind when I was in my early studies. I can't remember the exact name, but it was something like the X-rated Bible or the Bible.
What? X-rated Bible?
They talk about all of the freaky shit in the Bible.
Oh my God. No.
Yeah, but see, people don't realize this is something that we lose in modern. This is every modern.
Right now, because baby, what? I don't even smoke. Hold up, I need some weed. No. Shit.
Hey, look, you don't remember in the Bible they was telling the story about David and Jonathan, and then Saul was Jonathan's father, and they finally tricked David to come to the family dinner. And when his father Saul seen King David, he wasn't the king yet. He seen him at the family dinner. He picked his javelin spear up and slung it at David. He said that vile and wretched thing that you and Jonathan do to defile the nakedness of his mother. You blasphemous. He was at David.
What?
That's what him and Saul fell out about, his relationship with David,
I
with
need to go
Jonathan.
back and read the Bible because this is very entertaining.
Look, if you don't take the Bible to be the word of God and you just take it as a book, it got some of the
Oh
best.
my God, I need to go. This is a soap opera story because, child, what?
Yeah, yeah.
I know you fucking lie.
I ain't lying. I ain't lying. He hurled that javelin at David. He tried to kill David ass. So David and Jonathan having secret rendezvous, right? And this is how they alert each other. David hiding out in the wilderness. Jonathan go down there with the bow and arrow, and he got a signature arrow to signal David when he get there. He shoot the arrow out, and when David see the arrow with Jonathan's signature on it, he know that it's safe to come out because Jonathan there, right? So then it say in the Bible that when they seen each other, David hurled himself up on Jonathan and kissed him up on his mouth. And then in another part, they say, the love that David had for Jonathan exceeded that of the love of a man for a woman.
So Tyler Perry ain't wrong for his shows and stories and movies because he really acting out the Bible for real. He really not deterring from the Bible and the religion. He really acting out some shows.
Okay, let's dig a little deeper with this. The Pope. The position of the Pope is the
I'm
sacred.
learning some new shit right now. This shit is fucking me up. I gotta get some wine. Cause child, what?
Look, the Pope
I
is
hope my
when
mom is chimed in on this live right now. Cause ma'am, tap in. Cause ma'am,
look,
you been making me read this stuff.
if you go back to the history of the Catholic Church before it was Christianized, it was a sacerdotal seat of a matriarchal regime of the Delphi priestesses known as the daughters of Isis. And the sacerdotal seat was set on by the Divine Mother, christened as the incarnation of Isis. Well, when they usurped the throne, remember the Pope sit under Big Mama's seat. Supplanter, underminer, Jacobin. So the Pope dressed like a woman. Them not no men gowns he wearing. Those are women's ceremonial robes.
Facts.
He wearing dresses. He's a drag queen anyway. All of the cardinals are supposed to be women. That's why they dressed in red. That was the women. All of those are women's stuff that they took. And then the women supposed to wear the white. They dressed them in black and they called them nuns.
Wow.
Named after the Egyptian term for the primordial waters of creation, the sacred noon.
This shit deep and sick.
Look,
motherfucker.
when these so-called guys got jealous of the divine feminine on earth, they went crazy.
I see. To the point, like they didn't care.
They were totally crazy. You hear me, Drea? They tried to be women. They tried to have babies, and all they could do was shit a turd.
And they still trying to have babies.
Look, and all they can do is shit a turd. Every time they try to make a baby, they come up with a turd. They don't do nothing but shit. Yeah, but it go all the way back to the war in heaven. Everybody know about the war in heaven, but don't nobody know what it was about.
Well, go ahead and acknowledge, like tell the knowledge on it, please.
So
because
this is what
I got some Christians on my page, and this is tagged on my page. Please let them know how sick this shit go, because baby, I'm even surprised right now. Keep going.
So the Orianos, so the place they call in heaven is Nibiru. And Nibiru is when it's in close orbit, they send delegations back and forth to Earth. So Enlil, he is a patriarch and he is the controller of what's called restricted will universes. That means that you can't do what you want to do. If he didn't get an order, you can't do it. The same as Yahweh, because that's the same person.
Okay.
All right, now, Earth was being governed by Prince Ea, Ea being one of the names of Earth.
Mm-hmm.
The prince of the Earth named Ea was the one we call Enki, which was a later name given to him when Earth's name was changed from Ea to Kai.
Okay.
Ian means Lord, right? So he was married to Inanna. Reference book Inanna Returns and Inanna Hyperluminal, if you want to go more into it. But they called for a family dinner. Enlil tells their father Anu that he wanted to add Earth to his restricted will environments, and he told him that Earth was a matriarchal planet and is controlled by mitochondria. You can add it to a restricted will universe as part of the free will systems based off the instructions of Prime Creator.
Mm-hmm.
He said, if I win it in military conquest, then by the laws of the gods, I'm justified in taking control. And he said the Y chromosome is better than the X chromosome anyway, and mitochondria shouldn't be able to rule anything. So Anu started laughing at him because he was calling him his foolish child. My foolish child, you do not understand the power of the mitochondria and the divine feminine, because without the divine feminine, Inanna intervenes.
Mm-hmm.
She tells him, I tell you what, if you think you can take it, pap your girds, squat down, and push me out a baby, male or female, it do not matter, but have it from the loins of your loins, like I dropped mine of flesh of my flesh. He got mad, and he said, I'm gonna make a man that can produce a child. This is where they came up with the Eve's being taken from Adam Rhea bullshit from.
And they still trying to do it.
They still trying to do it, and they've been unsuccessful for the last 6,000 years of creating a natural born male capable of birthing a child.
Okay, keep going.
So when he got in the argument with Inanna, one of the guards was best friends with their son, Ninigazita, who became Thoth.
Mm-hmm.
He sent telepathic message to Ninigazita, Uncle Enlil is about to seize power of the Earth realm.
Mm-hmm.
And Ninigazita is like, the fuck he is. He got to get past Mom and Pops. He got to get past Inanna, and he got to get past Enki. Then he got to face me. Ain't no way he finna try that, because the obstacle is insurmountable. And by that time, Ninigazita starts to organize a resistance to defend Earth. So he go to his brother, the one that they call Marduk, not his cousin Marduk, that's often confused because Enlil named his son Marduk to replace Enki's son Marduk.
Okay.
Enki's son Marduk was a righteous ruler in Kemet, as Amun-Ra.
Mm-hmm.
But his rule was up, so he was paving the way for the next rulership, which was supposed to have been coming in as Tutankhamun.
Okay.
The next set of guys in line to rule. And Tutankhamun's reign as an Aten priest was interrupted by the Amun priests, who was the original followers of Amun-Ra. Then they was part of the contingents of gods that wanted the gods to stay concealed from man, even while they walked amongst men.
Mm-hmm.
And so the Aten priests wanted the gods to be known to the people so that they can know who to come to solve problems, because that's their only purpose, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the priest wars broke out in the 18th dynasty that usurped Tut's rule. So now the Amun priest is ruling in place of the Aten, meaning the gods that needs to be seen.
Mm-hmm.
So when this take place, the priest wars, the moon priest attacked Helen, who went to settle Greece, set up Romulus and Remus as Etruscans and established Rome. The Greek language was written by Egyptian priestesses who was teaching higher education to Europeans who had been exiled from the breeding experiment of Enlil and his son Ninursin, and he got another son. They was all in on the genetic, trying to create a genetic male that could produce females. And they was also, yeah, and they was at the same time they was trying to produce workers, slaves that they could produce in mass production. And this is when they start tampering with the genetics. So the war in heaven landed on earth over a gender dispute at the royal house. In the third contingent, you know how they say Lucifer left with a third of the angels?
Mm-hmm.
Well, there was 3 rulers, right? The one who governed the sky was Enlil, Lord of the sky with the booming voice. En mean Lord. Lil is a reference to the sky, but it's the sonic boom that it's making reference to, which is also referred to as the voice of many waters, right? The booming voice. So it's the application of Husia in Kemet, which is authoritative utterance with the exceptional insight of a fully activated throat chakra. Enki, on the other hand, he was the male ruler of the earth. He was the great father to earth. And then the heir to the earth was Isis, and the one who holds the sacerdotal Isis seat is the mother of the earth, and they incarnate every 26,000 years to coincide with the return of Nibiru. So the war in heaven that landed on earth, so they said that Michael and his angels warred with Satan and his angels. Satan is Lord Set or Lord Seth. Go back to Genesis, and the replacement for the loss of Abel was Seth. Seth is a replacement. He's not the original. He's the interloper into the bloodline. This was Enlil taking the rulership of Egypt from Enki, who was Usir or Osiris, the great father, right? Represented as the Orion constellation in the sky, the great Orionos, right? So they call him Father Sky, and they call Isis Mother Earth. And then you have her daughters, which governs the 7 earth principles, what we call them the Hermetic principles, which gives us the agreement of the realm that manifested off the divine feminine. Right? So all of these demons that was cast down, which was in Enlil's army that came to attack and take over Earth, lost. We won, they lost. Now, at the end of the cycle, everybody has to be informed enough to understand what's taking place. This is why they're doing this disclosure in D.C. right now, to let everybody know that the United States government and all governments of the earth is interacting with governments from other places that's non-earth or non-terrestrial. Some people, flat earthers, if you're a flat earther, then look at them as from another dimension, right? If you're a round earther, look at them as an extraterrestrial. Some of the hollow earthers believe they interterrestrials coming from the core of the earth. But no matter which one they believe, there's somebody here that don't normally be here that's about to show up in mass and force. So they have to give us the disclosure in DC under the false pretense of Senate hearings. That's not really Senate hearings, but open leaks.
Yeah.
This is how we tell you what's taking place.
Yeah.
Right? So if you go to the Emerald Tablets of Thoth, right, you see Thoth say, I got a call from my father who told me to take my ship and go to the land of Kim.
Okay.
Subdue the hairy barbarians and rebuild the civilization. This is because they had a nuclear war, which was called the Minas Wars or Anunnaki Wars. America, the whole planet went through what's called a nuclear winter. We call it the Ice Age. We called it the Ice Age because it just got cold and everything was froze, but we don't know that that was a nuclear winter. And the nuclear winter was on the heels of a massive nuclear holocaust.
Mm-hmm.
And this is why it's not finna happen again, even though Putin is talking about using nuclear armaments because they said Biden bombed Russia.
Mm-hmm.
That's not true. If they try to use nuclear weapons, the beings that they know is here is going to turn them off before they exit the silos. They did it before, and they will do it again because they're not allowed to bust off another nuclear bomb on Earth.
Mm-hmm.
This is the changing of the guard, and while they sitting up there waiting on us to wake up enough in mass for them to come put us back in power, and for our chiefs to come and give us the disclosure of what happened, we thinking that the war in heaven is over. Why they cast him to earth instead of casting their ass to hell? Think about it. It tell you Michael and his angels war with Satan and his angels, and Michael prevailed. And they hurled Satan to the earth. And in another part they say, and he fell to the earth like a flame, a balling flame, like they meaning like a meteorite.
Mm-hmm.
If you see a ship coming into the atmosphere at nighttime, it looks like a meteorite.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the shit they telling us meteors is ships just coming through the Van Allen belt. But only certain ships can get through the Van Allen belt. That's called the Pleiadian light lock. And it's a radiation emitting light force that prevents you from being able to exit the earth until the war was over. We was in quarantine.
Mm-hmm.
And it got to the point where the war came down in the War of the Gods. It was no longer about who can strategize the best on the battlefield, but now who can unravel the mystery of the ages, the great Masonic secret. Who is them niggas in America? Is they Africans or was they already there?
Mm-hmm.
That's the great Masonic secret, that we was already here. The reason why we know it's the Masonic secret, because the Masons tell us the secret is this.
Mm-hmm.
Let me show you something. Put on my glasses so I can see what I'm looking for. This is the thing about not having my
that around you. You don't even know where to look.
Look, when I don't have my glasses on, I can't see how to find my glasses.
Ain't that a bitch?
This one right here, Masonic, the secrets of Masonic Washington. It tells you a little bit, and it alludes to a lot of the structures. That ain't the one I'm looking for. I feel like on Fred Sanford, Blind Mellow Jelly. I want my daddy records back.
Look, we patient. We know you finna come with the ether. The ether.
It's in here.
You be having the library in the bed with you, don't you?
Look, I got about 8,000 books.
Damn.
I got a stack of totes books I read in the basement. I got totes in the garage. I got a Foot Locker in the garage. I got a Foot Locker right here, and then I just got books all around.
Somebody said Chief Pontiac, the librarian.
If you go to the dude that played Black Panther, Chadwick Boseman.
Mm-hmm.
Remember when he played Thoth? Thoth was the librarian.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's you.
But in here it tells you in this right ancient mystic Oriental masonry.
Oracle, is that Oracle?
That's Oriental.
Oriental masonry.
But
okay.
In here it tell you that masonry and all of this stuff owes its stuff to Atlantis, which is America.
What? It says it in there?
Yeah.
Man.
It's in here.
Man.
What? I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna find it right quick.
And wait, I gotta say this because I know people gonna say this. I'll be saying stuff because I just want you to answer. And then people be saying that America is the new world.
But remember, everything they told us is exactly the opposite. In the upside down, we was upside down and turned around.
Absolutely.
We gotta flip it right side up and turn it straight, and you will see that America's the old world.
Mm-hmm.
The human was created from corn. The carbon that make the human is corn. Mm. Corn is not native to nowhere but in the Americas.
Yep.
So the avatars that we walking around in made out of corn. The laboratory they made it is in Tijuana, right? Mm-hmm. And it's all known to the old priests of the land, but all of the modern academics is trying to cover that up with the slave narrative, false importation of mass groups of people to cover up the fact that we've been here for the longest time, gonna be here, and that they ain't finna move us because we won't be moved.
So that's why they keep on doing the whole importation of immigrants, because they trying to cover up every time we get close to the fact that we're uncovering that we are the original people of America. They have to bring some type of like the immigrants in an influx to try to cover up that fact. Is that true or not? Because like it seems like that.
So the immigrant thing is to constantly remind you that we're being ruled by immigrants. It don't matter how far you go back, there's always been an immigrant crisis. America's the great melding pot, the orphanage of the world.
Yep, that's facts.
The women of America would take orphans in from anywhere in the world and raise them as their own child. That's just who we are. They took that to use it to exploit us by giving us orphans that don't have blood ties, but because we adopt them into the family, they got tribal rights. Mm-hmm. Right now, you got a whole bunch of people with tribal rights that it's not the original people that gave them the tribal rights. And then they put them on reservations to isolate them so that they can say, look, these are natives. They natives, but they're not the organic original. Mm-hmm. We the organic original Mississippi clay dirt walking, and our hair come in all textures. We married for thousands of years before there was a guy born named Cristo Colombo or Cristo Colon. Mm-hmm. One of the royal families of Europe that was exiled in the Spanish Inquisition and French Revolution, right? And he came looking for somewhere to live because they got kicked out of everywhere they go. And when they came over here, we had war with them.
Mm-hmm.
And they trying to convince us that we are in Northwest Africa, known as Al-Maghrib, when the maps don't never show America as Northwest Africa, or Al-Maghrib. It only show Al-Maghrib as being in Northwest Africa on the continent across the water.
Mm-hmm.
If they can convince you to accept the narrative, that means that you are unaware of who you are and where you belong on this planet.
Right. They ain't gonna claim it. Yep.
That's the George Washington challenge. If we take the moccasins or the sandals off the chiefs over here, and the fezzes off the Moors from over there in 200 years, they won't know they self from these.
Mm-hmm.
So they put us all in the ghetto like sardines. The Rothschild rule or Masonic instructions was to treat them harshly and deny them accesses to institutions, right? And to give them a false history and tell them they somebody else from somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And then you have what's called the most vile and bloody oath of the papacy that say, we gonna kill the kings, the princes, and the people of the land, meaning the original people have to be gone in order for them to say the land was abandoned by the blood right heirs.
Mm.
But because we baby kids, and the more they tried to kill us, the faster we
don't die, we
proliferated.
multiply.
You did. So this is what the whole birth control Planned Parenthood was about.
Yep.
Right. It was to try to figure out why the harder they step on us, we keep producing so fast.
Mm-hmm.
So then they used that to segue in with the Roe v. Wade ruling on abortions. We didn't get abortions.
No. Nope.
But the immigrants that came got abortions because for them, a woman with a child is a blight on society. But to us, a woman that can give birth is a mother, and she is the honor of society.
Mm-hmm.
So now you got two competing ideologies on the land under this fallacy of genetic purity called eugenics.
Yep.
Eugenics is not new. That's Inky's program to be able to, the ones that was laboratory altered and the ones that wasn't, is the remedy they gave in the tablets for the stuff that was done to the human was to give them a drop of the royal blood, the Anunnaki blood, which is how they passed the rulership down. When they say the first kings, the kings is descendants of the Anunnaki with the mortal women. So now you're talking about bloodlines and leadership bloodlines of these so-called superior beings. But every time that they did something, the women of the earth always proved to be able to overcome whatever they put in front of her as a social issue. This is why they terrified of the matriarchy, because under the matriarchy, you don't have what's called a festering problem. We finna fix it. We finna fix it now. I want the best people for the job, on top of the job until it's done, and let me know when it's done. Big Mama orders. Ain't wasn't nothing to talk about. If it was a financial problem, they sent the best bankers in the world in until it was fixed permanently, not temporarily. Ain't no band-aids on the bullet wounds over under the matriarchy.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody is assigned to the task that they most fitted to fulfill better than anybody else. That eliminates the option for producing failures in society. So whatever you do best under the matriarchy is your job. Mm-hmm. That's what the universe prepared you to do. That's why you can do it better than everybody else. So now we just got to find out what part of the society do your talents go into. Some people are engineers by nature,
Mm-hmm.
right? Some people are entertainers by nature,
Absolutely.
right? Some people are natural counselors. And some people ain't good at shit but being a parent.
Or followers.
You know, well, the reason why I said some people ain't good at shit but being a parent is because they know how to bring out the best in the children so good that
Everything.
mm, and that's the hardest job and the most fulfilling job that a person can have is to be a functioning active parent.
Mm-hmm.
For a person that love their family, the worst thing you can do is separate them from their children because now you about to see the ugly man come out of them.
I watched that with my daughter. She's a mother. Like that's what she is. And I told her that. I was like, your job literally is to like have children and be a mother. And I see that in her. And like most people would look at that like that's bad. Like that's it. Like, what you mean that's it? Like we've had that. Like it's okay to just birth children and be a mother and be in tune with the children and take care of them and nurture them. Like we need that. That's the problem. That's been the problem.
So they don't want the women to be in mother mode because once she get that first feeling of being secure, safe, protected, and loved, and it allows her to be able to put that into the caregiving of children, you can't oppress her no more.
Mm-hmm.
She's not functioning. It's the same as educating a man.
Mm-hmm.
Once he's properly educated and you want him to be your slave, it's not gonna never work. He gonna always try to figure out a way out of slavery.
Mm-hmm.
That's just how we wired. Once the woman realizes that I'm teaching my children how to be a slave, she gonna change up her teaching method, and one of them children that gonna come out that house gonna be a straight up freedom fighter. Ain't gonna be able to help it. It just is gonna be part of who he is, and his mama gonna be taught it to him in front of everybody else, and ain't nobody gonna see it.
Hold up, somebody said and have more babies too. I guarantee you, I'm telling you,
Mm-hmm.
try to stop them from being that's their purpose to have children so that they can nurture them and grow with them and teach them. I guarantee like I see that. And it's crazy in this day and age and time to other beings around to understand that there's actually women here for that purpose. Like, duh. We're supposed to procreate. Like that's our purpose. We bring our ancestors. We are the portal to them coming back here and reincarnated on this planet.
Yeah.
Duh.
Look, I don't care who you is. I don't care how big and bad your ass is. If you walking around with 2 legs and 2 arms and you ain't come out of no laboratory and was assembled after birth, you came through a woman.
Absolutely.
You came through a woman. They got some shit now that don't got umbilical cords. I'm like, what the hell is that?
That's them little robot shits.
But um, if you was on Earth and you a sentient being walking around and they look like you human, you came through a woman. That's the Stargate from Prime Creator.
Absolutely.
And we use the silver thread of the mitochondrial link to come back. And you come back through the one you love the most.
Mm-hmm.
The one you love the most, even though you're going to say, I don't love one more than the other, the one you love the most, there's going to be something different about them. That's the one you picking to come back through.
Mm-hmm.
Either direct or indirect by great grands or grands.
Somebody said whenever you have they said have them with intentional partners and compatible missions. Listen, it don't matter. Let me tell you something. When your purpose is to be here, you can come in a situation without compatible parents. I'm just gonna be honest. Like you can come in the most unconventional situation because your purpose may not be to have compatible parents and parents that agreed to have you together and they were like ready for you. Like most chosen ones come in unconventional ways. I'm just gonna be honest.
Believe it or not, a lot of people that come in excessively gifted rape babies.
I could believe it.
You be surprised how many people walk around don't even know they're a rape baby.
Trauma.
They don't have a single clue, especially the ones get put up for adoptions, because that used to be the answer when they got rid of Big Mama house. See, Big Mama took in all the babies. She just take them in, and they had to stop us from taking in orphans so they can keep the community broken. They came up with something called adoption centers, and they've been running a long-standing nature versus nurture experiment in America since the 1492 invasion. They believe that they can educate our natural DNA out of us. So they put us with different families with different backgrounds so that we can get their generational curses instead of our own. The irony and the side effect of that is they don't realize is you becoming a family redeemer. So now you finna redeem your birth family and your adopted family as soon as you realize that you came to break generational curses. You're going to break them for a family that was unintended and the family that you came from, that you was intended to come in and break their generational curses. Right? And sometimes the adopted child turn out to be the most exceptional people that you ever want to meet
Or their
because
children.
they're adopted.
Or their
Yeah,
because my mom was adopted and I'm the chosen one out of that situation. And she raised me to be like in religion, condition, all that stuff, but I'm the one stepped out of the whole thing, and I'm the child of the adopted child. So.
Yeah, so you came to break a paradigm. And whatever the conditions that led to her adoption also became the conditions that molded her to program your DNA for what was needed in this world. She did a good job.
She probably know. There you go, Mama.
She did a good job. She did a good job.
I don't think she really understands it a lot, but I think she does to an aspect. I think she sees like the power in me. I think she sees it, but at the same time, she's still kind of religious, so she's not really grasping everything.
Well, one thing your mama gotta understand is just because you believe in whatever you believe in, it's not gonna make Drea turn little in order to make somebody else comfortable. It's just not gonna happen. Because that's the way mama raised Drea to be. That's how she is, whether the religious paradigm apply or not. So
thank you for that. Thank you.
We done with trying to be little to make little people feel comfortable around giants. Our new model, step on their ass. They get out the way.
You don't have to.
You dig? The frequency gonna run them away. So I was like, how can somebody be mad at Drea? What the fuck? I don't understand it myself because our interactions, this what we do. Laugh, talk, chop it up. So I'm like, how you gonna be mad at somebody that's that genuine, you know? The only way you can be mad at somebody that's genuine. Yeah.
Let them know this is us outside of live. Like, I don't think people understand like Rod is who he is outside of social media, outside of lives, outside of videos. I'm who I am outside of lives. People that's met me can tell you that. Like, there's no reason for us to put on any type of anything. I don't know why people would put on some type of persona for anything. Like, why? Just be who you are.
When they got low self-esteem and they don't believe the people that's trying to teach them how to boost their self-esteem, low self-esteem gonna make you try to be everything but what you are. But when you don't have them problems with low self-esteem, you only gonna be what you gonna be. You can't be nothing else but you.
Right.
I'm just me. I ain't
I'm not trying to compete with nobody. I'm not I don't
I
care.
petition. Shit, what? Shit. Them motherfuckers is regular unleaded gas. Some high motherfucking power rocket fuel. We don't. Why can I? I can't compare myself to them. That's cheating. I'd be cheating in the game if I try to compare. That's like comparing the lion to a house cat. Talking about which one can bring down the wildebeest. That's not fair,
Yeah, facts.
right? I'm just gonna. I'm not gonna stop being a lion just to act like a house cat, though.
For you.
That's not gonna happen. I'm still gonna be. I'm still gonna be the king of the jungle, walking around like I own this motherfucker, whether I own it or not.
Absolutely. Because when you understand like that you are the ruler, one of the rulers on this planet, just by nature, just by, you know, you being here,
Mhm.
it is what it is. That's not to belittle nobody else. That's just you understanding who you are
Yep.
individually. You know, it doesn't have to be compared to somebody else. We don't compare ourselves to anybody else. We just stand in who we are.
I could compare my shoes to somebody else's shoes. If I like Adidas, he like
Who
Nike.
cares about
But
material shit?
yeah,
Like,
but being who I am, I can't compare I'm one of a kind.
yeah.
I wasn't born with a twin.
And
My closest twin is my sister. And if I pulled her up here right now, she'd fit right in with me and you on the same frequency and the same conversation. Right? Any one of my sisters.
really,
Yeah.
I wish I had that.
Look, if I pull any one of my sisters in one of my lives and you be on there, y'all gonna be talking like y'all been knowing each other y'all whole life.
I can
Cause
believe that though.
that's what happened when people that don't have no cause to cover who they is and just be themselves. When they come around each other, it be like they've been knowing each other for
Yep.
years.
Yep. I love
You
those
see?
type. I love that energy though. I love when I meet, and that's what I be expecting to meet from people like from social media that you feel like you build with. I be expecting that. Like when I did that goddess read, I be expecting that because it'd be like I be feeling like everybody is like that though. You know what I
But
mean?
they not.
But they're not.
They not.
And I had to learn that the hard way, but I'd be like expecting that. Like, okay, we just us. You know what I mean? We just
Hmm.
vibing, like we just gonna be us, like no matter what. It don't always be like that.
Yeah. When I put my team together, I know what I be picking. Like, yeah, this person right here. My number one requirement is loyalty and authenticity. Be
Mm-hmm.
who the fuck you say you gonna be and stand on that shit. Standing on business, 10 toes down,
Panto,
on the book.
no matter what.
I be telling people my whole team is the shooter. They think I'm joking.
Look, we
That's why y'all
don't
blue
always
team.
agree. Can you tell them we don't always agree with each other? That's the thing that I think people misunderstand. It's like they think that everything y'all like agree with every single thing. No, that's not what authenticity is. Authenticity is you standing on what it is that you know is true to you, but at the same time, you can respect other people's thoughts, other people's opinions, other people's standpoints. Like, hey y'all, we don't gotta always agree. And that's what I feel like that's the problem with a lot of what's happening around us. You know, I noticed even during the whole like election, even though we don't believe in that, you know what I mean, we know what it is, but I saw that like people were like not dealing with people all because they were Republican or Democrat. Like, why do you care what another person is? Why can't you just respect them on who they are, but still love them as who they are outside of that? And that's something that I will never be able to grasp.
So
Like,
when you
even when
look
it
at
comes to religion, like you can, like my mom and them, I love them to death. And they religious. They believe in Jesus. And I would never hold that against them. I will never make that be the reason that I don't love them. But it's people that will stop dealing with you because you don't believe how they believe. And I don't get that. Because
you know
my
what that is,
what?
they only love under conditions. They only love under conditions. If so, that's slavery.
Huh? Definitely.
That's why I say people stop looking for somebody to trauma bond with, looking for a trauma mate. Instead, look for a partner you could build with.
Yeah.
And like you say, people, if you believe everybody supposed to always agree on everything, you already lost the game.
Yep. Absolutely.
Because now you can't respect differences in opinion, but two
Yep.
people still good people,
Mm-hmm.
right? I got to be on Young Elder show. I don't agree with everything Young Elder say, but I don't have to.
Yep.
We can vibe.
Yep.
Same with Brother Rich. Me and Brother Rich, we go and we can talk. I don't agree with everything Brother Rich do. He don't agree with everything I say.
Yep.
But we have enough mutual camaraderie and respect where they know if they want certain stuff, they okay, I can ask Rod that because that's his kind of shit,
Mm-hmm.
right? Versus asking somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
Same with and I've been telling people for the longest, if anybody tell you you always supposed to agree, they not teaching you how to solve problems.
Absolutely.
Cause that go along to get along, whistling Dixie BS, we not from that to go along, get along tribe,
Mm-hmm.
right? We respect people's other differences. Ain't no big eyes and no little U's, but you ain't gonna just make me do what you want me to do because you want me to
Absolutely
do
not.
it. I'm not doing it.
Mm-hmm.
What you gonna do? Whoop me? Okay, then what you gonna do? Because I'm still not doing it. If you
Mm-hmm.
do manage to be good enough to whoop me, I'm still not doing it. Now
Mm-hmm.
what? You gonna do? Kill me next? Okay, now I still didn't do it. Even if you killed me, I still didn't do what you told me that you wanted me to do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not doing it. If I tell you I'm not doing it, you can go hook up all of the rocket ships in the world and tie them to my ankle and light them off into the sky, and I'm not gonna do it.
Mm-hmm.
And they can go whatever direction they want to. I don't give a flying hoot. Rip me to shreds. It don't matter. Now you still didn't get it done.
And it's not fair. Like, nothing about that is fair. You know what I mean? And like, one thing people would not ever guess about me is like, I love people that are being fair. I love love. You know what I mean? And really, stuff do hurt my feelings. Like, I know y'all probably won't think it does, but things hurt my feelings. By the way, I have feelings. I do have feelings. My feelings get hurt, and that's when I go hard because I'm tired of my feelings getting hurt. No. But that's what be happening. And it's like people feel like you don't understand where they're coming from. But at the same time, it's like you can't allow them to just constantly beat you down because them trying to force you to be who they want you to be, you won't do. And it comes to a fact where you should just respect other people's positions. And you might not agree with it, but respect it, and you guys find a common ground on how you can still move forward on agreement and other things that you do agree with. You know what I mean? Like, you can live and you can coincide together, but not necessarily agree on everything. And I feel like if our people do that, we would go a lot further.
And you can hear them bumping up against their box too. I ain't
No, I
joking.
know.
People that be in the box, you can hear them when they start bumping up against their box. Oh, you in that box? Oh,
Yeah.
you can hear it clear as day.
Yep.
The Christian box, they try to justify all they dirt with the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
You,
Everything.
but the Bible don't condone your dirt. It just told you if you got ready to get rid of doing your dirty deeds that you can be forgiven, but you can't be forgiven and keep doing the same dirt.
That part.
Ain't
And
no
then keep saying
forgiveness in that shit. You know what you're doing. That's deliberate and willful malice.
mm-hmm. Absolutely. Absolutely.
You know? And anybody can make a mistake,
Mm-hmm.
right? Anybody can be fooled. Just don't be nobody damn fool. That's what my mama told me.
And keep on being fooled.
And
By
that's being a damn fool. And that's being a damn fool right there. The person keep running the same game on you thinking,
and
and
you
don't never
keep
change their
on
game.
taking that game.
Yeah. That means that you either like the game they running on you and you with it, or you so goddamn dumb that you don't know you ain't with it.
And you can't play victim, though. That's another thing. I can't stand people that have had the same game run on them. They continuously do the same thing and deal with the same people that run the game, and then want to play victim every time and expect people to console them through their victimization when you've already been this victim 1,000 times.
That's because they're looking for trauma mates. They're looking for trauma mates. Somebody to say, "Oh, that's so bad that they so bad to you."
And then if you stop doing it, all of a sudden you the enemy.
Yeah, then you catch you just like you catch a person in the lie and they be madder at you than you is, and you the one caught them lying to you. Why you madder than me? You ain't supposed to be madder than me. I'm the one got lied to.
Hey, you hear me?
The professional liar got his ego hurt.
That post that you made, what was that? Like a couple days ago. You said say it again. You said, I don't know, it hit home. And I said, ain't that some shit?
Oh,
Real
yeah,
shit.
that's the one I posted. It say, tell me why people that be on bullshit
Yes.
think you on bullshit when you don't entertain they bullshit. Now that's some bullshit.
That's some real shit.
No shit. That's some bullshit. No shit.
That shit was realer than real. Cause I was
Then
like,
you got the other ones, the ones I call hater hustlers, where they go around and try to convince people to hate you, and people don't even know who the hell
oh
you
my
is yet.
gosh, I've had so many. I've had that happen so much. People be like, I've even had people say, because it'll be, I'll like notice people, like it's only certain people that I've noticed that like unfollow me or was not my friend anymore, and they've been my friends forever. And I'm like, damn, I ain't heard from this person in a while, or they post to come up where they tag me in it, and then I'll look and they're not my friends no more. So I like inbox them personally, and like I said, it's only happened a couple times because I don't notice most people that unfriend me, but like and I'm like, hey, did I do something to you? Like, what's going on? And then they'll be like, oh, such and such said to watch out for you and this, and that. And I'm like, so I didn't do anything to you personally. It was somebody else that told you something about me that made you not fuck with me no more. Like, I'm confused. Because you know how many people that came at me to try to get me not to fuck with you and talk to you. And can't nobody make me not talk to Rod or fuck with Rod ever in life. I'm
Oh,
just gonna let y'all know this
the
on this live
campaigns have
stream. Like,
the campaigns have been thick.
man, it ain't
Hey,
never gonna happen.
look, if some of them campaigns would have been helping Kamala, she probably would have
I
won.
promise you that they should have campaigned for her. Because they be campaigning against you and me.
Yeah, I'd be like, damn. My thing is, my whole. If people pay attention, my whole thing is this: I found out what's going on the land. I found out who was doing all the dirt. I found out where they was hiding at, and I'm showing y'all step by step
And
who did it, why, how they did it, where they did it at, who was involved. And the crazy thing about it is, people tell me that my answer not right. And then I'll say, well, what's the right answer? And they'll tell me they don't know.
so why they come for you?
Like, wait a minute. My answer not right and you don't even have an answer? That's bullshit.
Yeah, but
They telling,
that
look, this person is telling me that I don't know what I'm talking about. My answer not right, but they don't even have an answer to begin with. How can you tell me my answer not right when you don't even have one?
somebody said how we get our land.
It's coming. It's
You
coming.
gotta be patient.
But a lot of people be asking that. But my thing be this is we get all this land back, all this land, North, Central, South America, the islands. None of these niggas gonna want to do the work on the land required to do the maintenance to the land.
Can I say something on that to top that, just to
Mm-hmm.
give you some confirmation on top of that? There's 10 acres of land that I've told people about, and all we got to do is come together and be like, well, obviously I'm still part of the land, but all we got to do is come together. We can build some homesteads on it, everything. I did that for about 3 years, speaking publicly on live streams about who wants to be involved to like grow food on that land, to grow, like build on homesteads, everything. Let me tell you something about our people. They talk, but they don't back it up a lot of the times. So with that being said, it's like I don't feel like for a lot of us that y'all ready for the universe even making that come for you. You know what I mean? So a lot of y'all ain't gonna be seeing no land regardless. And I'm not trying to be funny, but I'm saying because you're not ready for it. So even when it does come available, some of y'all still ain't gonna be able to grasp it because you're not in the position to be able to build, create, and do the things you need to in order to make it
Even
happen.
if they ain't in the position, we had a resource to facilitate them to get in the position. The problem is don't nobody want to work no farm.
Yeah.
Farm work and factory work. Nobody want to do that, especially when they believe they came from slaves. That was family businesses that was stolen through sharecropping agreement. Whole families was being taken care of from one farm, multiple families.
Yep, that's where I come from. I come from that.
You know, I was staying with my auntie when I was on the run in Mississippi, and around this time of year, some of the big mamas down there start putting together family baskets of canned goods. She be cooking and canning all day for weeks. But when she get done, she got family members coming from St. Louis, Chicago, New
I can
York,
believe
from
it.
Virginia.
Absolutely.
They all coming down there, and they getting these big supply things that Big Mama's not doing that no more. The people today are too lazy to do
To
the
do
kind
the
of
work.
work required
Yep,
to
that's facts.
and the hard part gonna be staffing the farm. You know we gonna have more pale faces ready to come help us on the farms than we is
I
us.
can believe that.
Because we don't want that heavy, that get up early in the morning on the farm type work. We don't want that shit. You know what we want? We want to buy a Fendi and Prada and fly around the
Instant,
world, and
instant gratification. Instant gratification.
that's all we want to
Yep.
do. Give Fendi, Prada, and fly around the world, and them living half the hog. But where the money gonna come from? And
Yep.
nobody don't think about that part. Who gonna finance your escapades around the world, right? Because you're gonna have a family banking committee, and if that shit don't make sense to them, they not finna give you the money to finance no $250,000 trip. You know what I'm saying? Because you want to charter a plane to take 500 of your closest friends that you just met yesterday to a trip to the Bahamas. They not finna do that. Your family banking committee gonna be competent people that understand the money mechanics, and they
And
not gonna
another
just
thing that a lot of our people don't understand is bartering. Bartering was a big thing, a big factor.
yeah.
Somebody hit me up on one of my businesses and was like, "Oh, sister, I sell soaps and I do this, this, and that." And I'm like, "Are you willing to barter? Because while you underneath my post and I'm selling things, items that you see me selling, do you want this item and we can switch? Because that's still us selling. I'm getting a product from you and you're getting a product from me. That's bartering. That's I'm getting something, because even if I was to send you the money, it'd be the same thing. We need to learn how to do that. I grew up in
Yeah,
that. I
yeah,
grew up in
that's following the law of equivalent exchange,
mm-hmm.
right? I got three skin dressed rabbits for dinner, and you got 20 coins a ear. We can make a trade, right?
Mm-hmm.
And but people be looking at, oh, he giving me 20 ears of corn for three rabbits. I think that's not enough corn. Well, okay. Well, how did you adjust the price of your
Right.
rabbit,
You don't know the price of this. I do.
right? So it might turn out that four rabbits is worth 20 ears of corn,
Mm-hmm.
right? But now, because you went to trying to be selfish, you realize you was the one that was getting that was underpaying the other person because you was greedy.
Yep.
You know, you should have took what they offered you and gave them what they asked for. Now you got to come off a whole nother rabbit for being greedy.
Yep.
But we don't see stuff like that no more. Modern microwave society got us wanting everything in the instant.
A quick fix. And that's why a lot of these, I was talking to my son, now that we're on this subject, it's kind of going to go like off of that, but he like literally is like this influencer, like he made it to the social media influencer. And I was telling him about like the game, you know, and I was like, they're going to come to you eventually when you get enough followings because they know of your influence. They're going to come to you and offer you a contract, and it's going to be a certain amount of money, but you can still do it independently, but they're going to want to sign you to sign a contract so that they can own you to control your influence. But you can still do it independently. But what's going to happen is you're going to get so comfortable with the money you made by yourself, they're going to try to double and triple it with a contract, and they're going to want you to sign it.
And they always gonna give you something to do for their money.
Yeah, absolutely. And so I was telling him that, and he's like, no, I'm not going to. I'm like, I want you to know it's going to happen. And when it happens, if you sign it, it's going to be, it's literally going to be something that you're not going to want to do. I'm just going to guarantee you on that.
My mama used to sit me under these old ladies talking about the South and the church, right? When I was a little boy, 3, 4, 5, 6 years old. So I used to be listening to them telling how people was losing stuff by signing contracts, because I never understood why all the old people that were around while I was growing up, they wouldn't do no contracts. They wouldn't do no credit cards because they had a contract. Yeah. So when I got older, now I know what I know. I'm like, damn, they were smart. They were smart as hell to be illiterate. They do not sign them contracts because they all say it was making a deal with the devil. What do you mean? I had old pale faces tell me I understand when I was staying in Grand Rapids. And they used to buy something like a car, and they'd be like, I need to save up $2,000 to go get this car. And I'd be like, why you just didn't get a note? And they'd be like, I'm not signing no deals with the devil.
Yeah.
I didn't know what they was talking about. But they all used to say that, all these old people, when I'm talking about when I was, this was like in the 75, 76, 77. And when that Spirit of 76 came out, I learned so much about the American deception of history from old people that was telling me that shit ain't what they telling you, son.
Lying to you and just trying to ding some over your head to make it sound good.
I ain't know that that was the end of the original contract to the blood sacrifice of Crispus Attucks. It was a 200-year contract. But when I figured that part out, that let me know how they got the extension that Elijah Muhammad was talking about when he said the devil got an extension because somebody took him to war. And then I go back to the war 1812, 2012, Higgs boson, close of the age, Mayan calendar, close of the age, discovery of the God particle the next day, the new beginning, right? So I'm like, what this is timed perfectly. So either it's a script that we following, well, this is some of the coldest prophetic shit I've ever seen in my life. I believe it's a script.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Somebody said if you don't have, they daddy told them if they don't have cash, you don't need it. And I can believe it, because even if you sign a contract and then you pay it off, they're still going to find some type of small print where you still owe them. It's like you literally sign your life away on most of these contracts.
Well, in the case of a car note, right, when you saying for the car note, they already got paid from the Federal Reserve. Now they making you pay for the car again from your Federal Reserve notes. Once your car paid off, guess what? You ain't done, because you still got to keep your insurance up and you still got to keep your registration current.
And
And if your car's sitting on the street and your registration ain't current, they
gonna
taking it.
take it. Yep.
It's
Yep.
all set up.
Yep.
But I'll be looking at the way people are, and I'll be like, some of this stuff, even though it's oppressive, like if the government didn't do stuff like that, tow cars, it'd be all kind of junk cars on the side of the street.
He said I'll be looking at it a different way.
Mm-hmm. There'd be all kind of junk cars. I'll be like, because I don't like for people to use their strength, power, and authority to take from people that can't defend themselves. Meaning anybody that doesn't have equal strength, power, and authority,
Mm-hmm.
right? The average president, if he had to fist fight for his country, this country is in trouble. Because he'll stand up there and talk that shit, but when it comes time to knuckling up,
Mm-hmm.
ain't none of these motherfucking world leaders today about to go. If they had to, okay, we not sending our kids to war. You gonna fight, motherfucker? No, I ain't gonna be nobody. We not sending our babies to war.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Joe Biden, if you can't take your whole crippled, decrepit, dimension, zombie ass over there and fight Putin, don't talk about sending us to war over there. Putin to fight his ass. He ain't regular. He'll fight his ass.
Okay. Period.
Putin to roll his sleeves up and be like, what do you want to do?
Yeah.
In Russian. He from that way. He like if he was over here in America, I swear he'd be chocolate colored from the hood.
I promise you, because he don't give a fuck.
You can't be no more from the gutter than Vlad.
I guarantee you, he don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
Did you see that video I had posted where the girl wrote a letter to him? And she was like, we don't have anything to do with them. They don't even like us. Like, please excuse the bombs that they let off. We did not approve that. It was a black girl. I was
weak. Before the shit
I was cracking up.
Look, but before the shit get too out of hand, Danny gonna call Russia. You remember that song by Prince?
Wait. What song?
Running talk to Russia, for it's too late. For it's too late. For it's too late. Running talk to Russia, for it's too late. Before they blow up the world.
What? I didn't know about that song.
Yeah, Ronnie talked to Russia. That's when Reagan was in trouble. Now we got Donnie.
Okay.
We got Donnie J.
They say so they be comparing Ronnie and Donnie.
Yeah, so now we saying Donnie talked to Russia. Donnie talked to Russia for it's too late. You know that movie Howard the Duck was telling us about Donald Trump coming, right?
Who?
Howard the Duck.
Oh, okay. I remember that. That was when I was young, though.
Yeah. And so, so Donald the Duck is part of the program.
Okay.
But Howard Duck is not part of the program. He's the deviation from the role as Donald.
I remember that because Howard was before the new age, like Donald Duck. Yeah. I do remember that when I was younger.
Right. Just like Clinton was the Wag the Dog. There was a movie called Wag the Dog.
Yeah.
Where the president got caught up in the scandal and then he declared war so he can cover up the scandal.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so that was the little Monica Lewinsky scandal when he did Operation Desert Fox, trying to cover it up. They tell us all this shit in the movies, but they put it in satire and entertainment, and we don't know it's related.
Yeah, they always put in that stuff. A lot of people. Okay, how do you feel about, now that we're talking about like the cartoons and stuff, how do you feel about, look, now you're on the interview, sorry, it didn't turn out, I didn't mean for it to turn out this way, but
go ahead, girl. Look, okay, hold on before you go. Welcome to this episode of Drea Talk with Drea, and we're gonna give y'all some real talk with the Chief Rod Hayes. Let's go, Drea. Let's turn it up.
Y'all be wanting to ask, okay? So how do you feel about The Simpsons and how people say that they automatically like predict stuff that's happening? I just want your opinion. I have my thoughts, but I want your opinion.
Simpsons is a CIA propaganda model. kind of all of the episodes of The Simpsons is written by Central Intelligence agent operatives in the entertainment field. They got a staff of writers. It's not one writer. Operation Looking Glass is a predictive program, computer program, and it can show them certain stuff for the future.
Mm-hmm.
So using Operation Looking Glass, they turn it into a parody, and sometimes that should be spooky accurate.
Mm.
But it's not just The Simpsons. Now a lot of stuff is in Family Guy,
Yeah.
The Boondocks, right? That's because Hollywood was infiltrated back in the 50s by the CIA.
Okay.
And almost everything is some kind of problem. When you're watching a movie, it's not the movie you watching. The question is, why would they allow me to see this particular piece of theater? What is they trying to get past me? Because in every movie there is what does they call intelligence codes. Whether it's a can of Coke sitting on the counter, it means something.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's a lady pouring a box of salt into the dinner, it means
Mm-hmm.
something. And when you are agent, you learn to read from the show assigned to you, have all your instructions in it, so that they don't have to come and see you face to face when you are cut out to give you instructions. Now they could put it in a public platform wherever you go, you could access it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That's how they activating Manchurian candidates remotely now. The Jason Bourne story was going into it, but it didn't get all the way to the root. There's always one sleeper agent that can activate every sleeper agent once he's activated. Soon as he activates, the side effect of activating him is all of the rest of the agents is activated. This is what made Jason Bourne being the first functional operative under the Treadstone program, and I forgot the other one, but this is what made him so valuable to the agency. Because when you watch through the seasons, you realize that he was the agent that if he's not neutralized, he's activating other agents by being activated,
Mm-hmm.
right? And now they trying to activate different agents to silence him, which is activating other agents to silence them, right? So you have the one, they call him the golden child in the intelligence world.
Mm-hmm.
He's the golden child is the operative that once he's activated, all of the Manchurian candidates sleeper cells become activated. That's what the movie was about. That's why him failing his mission was so critical for them to try to get him back to determine how did he malfunction. He never malfunctioned, right? He
Mm-hmm.
fell into a state of amnesia from being lost at sea. Let that sink in for a minute.
Mm.
He was in a state of amnesia from being lost at sea. We are all classified as vessels lost at
Let's
sea.
see. Yep.
And now that he's on the land, he's trying to remember who he is. The George Washington challenge in 200 years, they won't remember what side of the ocean they from, right? Um, Tom Clancy is a former special um, forces agent. Everything he writes has to be edited through the Pentagon before he can release it. Because in all of his stories, he's using the information from being in an actual situation that he turned into a fictitious novel, and he can accidentally give out too much real information where you can actually pull up the government operation that he's talking about in his books. And now you got some people that's Tom Clancy fans that's so good that they can tell you which one of his books took place where in during his tenure as a military asset.
Mm.
And it's another one. The one for the legal world is the one Tom Grisham, right? Tom Grisham is an attorney, right? Right, but he's some kind of way he's trained in like intelligence gathering because his books tell you so many secrets from the legal field, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then for the medical field, my favorite is Robin Cook, right?
Why you say Robin Cook?
Mainly because of this book called Mutation, where he talked about enhancing the intelligence of the children by using special deep sea organisms and being injected into the fetus. And he
Mm.
created a child genius. But the book's called Mutation. It's a cold piece of work. But then I was already, the movie Coma made me read the book. And then I was just, because I liked the medical field anyway.
Yeah.
So when I started reading his books, I was captivated by the description of walking the corridors of a hospital, you know, smelling the disinfectant and the bandages that's stocked up in the cabinet as you walk down the hallway. Stuff like that I can relate to. When I was a little baby, I had epilepsy real bad. So I used to live in the hospital.
Wow. I didn't know
And
that.
yeah, so they tried to put me in the cage because I'd be anywhere in the hospital. They had to call me over the intercom. Oh, I lost Drea. Well, I've been on here long enough. I've been on here for a long ass time, a couple of hours. So I'm gonna wrap it up from here, y'all. I'll probably do another Q&A in the next couple of days unless somebody called me for a live. Um, And peace out. Thanks to Drea for stopping in. All of the ones that came, all y'all came and asked questions. I appreciate y'all. I'm gonna save this, and y'all can review it on the review. All right, peace out.